Hi guys, this video is going to be about the combination of VirusTotal and BitDefender. Now, have you installed software on your computer and uninstalled it and you're still not sure whether it is using your network in any type of way on your computer? Or are you not sure if you have any type of malicious software that may be on your computer working in the background using your network and sending packets in and out from your network over the internet doing shady things? So, if so, then this video is for you and I will show you how to protect yourself from this situation. Now, the first choice is reformat your computer, reset your network through your router, reset your whole router, all of that, change your IP address, things like that. This is not going to be that route. What we're going to do is we're just going to reconfigure our firewall through BitDefender, and we're going to reset it and then set up alerts and slowly go through every single alert and reconfigure our firewall settings. So how do we do that? Let's just make my camera a little bit smaller here so I can show you. All right, so first thing we need to do is open up our BitDefender. All right, so we've got our BitDefender total security opened up. We'll go over here to protection. For protection, we'll go to firewall. You will make sure this is turned on. Under settings, you want to go over here to rules. Now, you have a whole heap of rules in here, and you can go through and you can figure out which ones you want on and which ones you want off. You may have old software in here. Let's just say you have Adobe software that was installed. Adobe software will still have configurations through the firewall and allowing some type of packets from Adobe to be sent on your network. So you may want to stop that in here. Now, if sometimes this happens where you can't actually turn it on or off, it's like stuck because you've uninstalled it, but it's still maybe there somehow. So, or you may have something there that you actually see the name of it, but you're not sure what it is and you don't want to turn it on or off because you don't know what it is. Well, we're going to go down the track of doing more research on what things actually are. But the best thing to do to make sure everything is clear on your network and to make sure things aren't getting through when you don't want them to get through and slowing down your network, because there's a lot of things that try and use your network, especially on the Microsoft platform. So what you want to do is, or what you can do is you can reset rules. So you reset every single rule so nothing is allowed through your firewall anymore. Now, after you've reset everything, you can go over here to settings. And under settings, we want to make sure alert mode is turned on. So we get alerts about new things that are trying to send TCP packets or UDP packets from our computer out into the internet and vice versa back to our computer. So make sure this is enabled. I recommend also turning on stealth mode. All right, select that, and that's all we need to do. Okay, after you've done that, reset your computer, okay, and then turn it back on. So once we've turned our computer back on, what will happen is you will start to receive all types of notifications from BitDefender about things trying to go through your network out into the internet. And what that looks like is something like this, right? You'll see a notification on the right-hand side of your screen, and it will say, this application, this file here, .exe, is sending TCP packets, 6 packets. It'll tell you to from what IP address, right? So this is usually your IP address here, and the actual socket that it's sending from to whatever IP address that it's sending to. So the IP address that it's sending to will be the actual website that it's sending to, or the server that it's sending to out into the internet. It should tell you their port and whether it's HTTPS, FTP, or whatever. So you have a few selections right here. You can block it, you can allow it, or you can view. If you're not sure about it, you can view the application. So we're going to show you right now. I'm going to show you right now how to view the application and investigate the application so you know whether or not it's a legitimate application or a legitimate file that is trying to access the internet. So how do we do that? Well, hold on, give me a sec. We go down here where it says view application. Now, once we've viewed the application, so I'll click on it now, view application, it'll bring up the actual file location and it will highlight the file. So this is the file here So what we can do is we can just copy this location up here, okay? And then we can go to VirusTotal. So it's VirusTotal /GUI/home/upload. If you just click in VirusTotal on Google, you should see the link to this website. Now there's three options that you've got, right? You can, if you're working with a URL, this is where you can check the IP address, right? So you can check the IP address here that you've seen on your firewall pop up. But you can also search the file, which is what we're going to do now, or you can do like a manual search of the actual file or IP address here. So we're going to search the file on our computer to make sure it's legit. So what we do is we go choose, we're going to paste in the application address, and the application is called, we'll search it up here on the right hand side. It is called MU, so, or there it is there. So it's come up. So we select that, open it, and it'll search every single cybersecurity website that's available today on the internet. So as you can see, BitDefender here, Clamware, whatever it is, Google, Malwarebytes is in here somewhere, Kaspersky, Semantic. You've got all these, well-known cybersecurity vendors, and it searches their cloud to verify whether the file is legitimate or malicious. And it says up here at the top here, no security vendors flagged this file as malicious. So the file is clean. So based off this information, I can decide now whether I want to allow it through my firewall, or I can do more research, which I'll show you now, to see whether or not I want to allow it through my firewall. So what do we do to find out more about the file? We can go to Google, and if you have Cider, it's just a you can use ChatGPT or Google, or you can use Cider, but I use Cider. It's just a ChatGPT application that you install on your browser. It's like $9 a month or something like that, but it helps me with a lot of different things that I do. Or you can have Copilot installed if you're using Edge or whatever. But this is just an example of another file that I searched and I did some research about to find out whether I want to allow it through the firewall or not. So another file that tried to come through my firewall. Another file that tried to come through my firewall was run.dl32.exe. So what does Cider say about that? Cider says this file is an executable file in the Windows operating system used to run dynamic link library (DDL) files. These DDL files contain code that provides various functions and services to Windows environment. While 32exe is a legitimate Microsoft signed file, and I'll show you how to verify whether a file is digitally signed. It's not 100% certain, but in most cases, it'll show you whether it is digitally signed. I'll show you that in a second. Anyway, let's continue reading. On Windows systems, it can sometimes be exploited by malware. So here we've been indicated that it can be exploited by malware. So for me, because it can be exploited by malware, because this file can be exploited by malware, I can't be 100% certain whether this file has been exploited by malware unless I've done a full reformat, right? So to be on the safe side, yes, this may block some DDL files from working in applications and things like that. But if you do have a problem with that, well, then I suggest reformatting your computer, going back and allowing this through your firewall or whatever. But if you're doing it on the other route and you don't want to reformat the computer, then this is what you can do. So is this legitimate? So yeah, it's exploited by malware. So it says it's important to manage its usage carefully. Always ensure that the occurrences of run.ddl32.exe are from trusted sources. So how do we do that? How do we verify whether it's from a trusted source or not? Well, I'm going to take you back to the other file that we just looked at and searched on VirusTotal to make sure which was this file here, trying to get through the firewall. So you go to more properties, and then you want to go to digital signatures. click here, and then you can go to view certificates. And up here it'll say digital signature information. This digital signature is okay, right? So you've got that indication. You can go to advanced and look at more advanced information about the code and stuff, but I'm not gonna do that at the moment. So I'm just going to show you how to view the certificate. So the certificate says here issued by Microsoft Windows, production PCA 2011, valid from 2023 to 2024. So if this certificate is outdated, that may be an indication that it is malicious, and malicious is using, because what malicious software usually does is use outdated, exploited software or files to take advantage of the Microsoft system. That's why Microsoft has updates, so they continually update to defend against exploits. So if you have an updated version of the certificate and it says it's from Microsoft Windows or it's from the valid vendor, then you should be okay. So based off that information, we can go through to our firewall and we can allow it. Now we can also, by searching on Google, you can figure out what it actually does, and then you can ask yourself, does this file actually need access to the internet for everything else on my computer to be able to function properly? In this case, this DDL, yes and no. So a lot of programs use DDLs these days, or DLLs these days. So yeah, it is an important file. For me, I still blocked it because it could be exploited by malware. So yeah, and yeah, if I have any problems with DDLs not working, then I can go back to my firewall under protection, firewall rules, and it will be in here somewhere where I've blocked it. Where is it? There it is. There, run DDL 33. So I can allow that if I want to allow it. Okay, if I have any issues with programs or whatever. So you can do the same thing with your files. This is how you check your files and strengthen your network security and make sure everything going from your computer out into the internet is legitimate. This can also help with your bandwidth and increase your internet connection, because there are a lot of files that try to access the internet that don't really need to access the internet, especially in the background. So yeah, I hope this helped with the security of your network and your computer. And if this helped you out in any way, hit that like button, drop me a comment. And if you want more videos like this from BitDefender and VirusTotal, hit the subscribe button and you should be updated. This channel is all about gaming. Sometimes I drop a few videos on technical support and security. So yeah, enjoy your day and see you on the next video.